Yo, this is Tony Vlaco's Team TV, baby. The king of Survivor Cagayan Jungle. This is Survivor Talk with D&D. Let's give these guys from Season 29 a great show. I'll be listening to you guys from my Spy Shack. I hope everybody enjoys the show. Peace.
Peace. This is Dwaine.
No, you gotta go. Peace. This is David. Peace.
All right, hey everybody, I'm Dwaine, and that was David, and we are just two best friends talking about the show we love, Survivor. Tonight is our final preseason episode. In case you haven't caught the earlier ones, we have done 3 already. 3, my friends, and this is our 4th because a summer is just too long not to podcast about Survivor. So we have done, and this is our 4th one. This is our D&D Survivor Fantasy Draft, but also we have a special guest with us tonight. Say hello, Andy Baker.
Hey guys, it's really good to be back, although this is probably the last time you're going to see me even vaguely sane, since wee baby Baker is going to be showing up in the next few weeks. Which is a beautiful thing, but I'm going to be like Tony. I'm not going to sleep for 39 straight days.
This is true. I've had wee little babies, 3 of them.
Yes.
My oldest just turned 21.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I know.
My goodness.
How crazy is that? So we're going to talk with Andy Baker, the writer of The Baker's Dozen. And Andy, you are going to be writing this season, correct?
I am. I'm going to sort of cop to it in the first column that I may be a little iffy here and there. We might have some half-baked ones. We might have some half-dozens, depending on how much the baby takes over. But I'll write as much as I can.
There may be some diaper stains on the copy. Yeah.
Well, given what I'm hearing, that would actually just be a commentary on the season. So.
Oh, man. The one-on-one duel for reward that's going to be going on before Merge, and we're going to talk a little Exile Island. And before we do that, we want to remind you that T-shirts are on sale for less than 2 weeks. Y'all, they go off sale. The last day is September 29th, and they are not flying off the shelves, so you need to get in there and fly them off the shelves. They're $20. $1 goes to MS Research. The rest of it, not the rest of the 20, but the little bit that we get, upgrades David's video equipment. You'll have I don't care if you wear it. Just buy it. Mow the lawn in it. Put your dog in it. I don't care. Give it to your grandmother.
It would make a great Christmas gift.
Yes.
Or one of those white elephant gift games.
Yes. Who are these 2 ugly mugs on the back of this shirt you just... But at least go check it out. T-shirt.stwdd.com. No www necessary. That's t-shirt.stwdd.com. Or just go to our website and look for the T-shirt logo on the right. All right? So do that. Thank you for starting your Amazon shopping on our site. Let's talk about the duel. But before we do that, Andy, the SCA 9000 would like to welcome you to the show tonight.
Hello, Mr. Andy Baker. It is such an honor to finally get to speak to a Survivor genius.
Oh. The SCA 9000.
Very nice.
The SCA 9000 has a major attitude against me and David, especially David. So just anyway.
I don't know. I know this is a family show, but SCA 9000 has quite a hot voice right there. I would like to hear it say some other things to me, like, yes, give us your predictions, Andy.
Wait, it was supposed to be like a robot voice. We have not upgraded the SCA 9000's vocal box.
No, that's not getting upgraded until my equipment gets upgraded. So.
Yeah, David's equipment.
You totally need the upgrade. That'll be just like, yes, that's a great choice you made right there. John Rocker is definitely your number one.
Are you serious?
Oh. All right, so let's talk about, do we like the for reward pre-merge The tribe gets reward based on a 1-versus-1 duel, loved one versus loved one. Do we like this twist?
I will say, I mean, there's a lot going on there all at once, and I have to say, in the end, I actually kind of like it. Certainly, it's better than Redemption.
Yes.
But there are a lot of things better than Redemption, including being medevaced after falling on a machete. That's better than Redemption Island.
Wait. David, do you want to address this?
No.
Are you serious?
Falling on a machete.
I fell on a machete, but at least I didn't have to go to Redemption Island.
That's right.
All right, go ahead, Andy.
I like that I like the single scrutiny, not being in an immunity situation, but a reward situation where you have to step up for your tribe. It really puts you on the spot, and so many reward challenges. The challenges themselves might be interesting, but there really isn't and sometimes you have to choose people to go with you. That's post-merge, but I just like that dynamic of your place in the game is somewhat affected by how you handle a reward challenge, with the added sort of social dynamic of you stepping in there against a loved one. I mean, the only thing I think I wonder about is how are they going to get picked? And I think we're finding out in the first one that it's random.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be random.
Yeah, and so once you've been there once, you're not going to go again. And so there's going to be some strategy involved with, well, if there's somebody on your tribe that you think is going to end up losing to their loved one, do you vote them out so that you don't lose out on a future reward?
Right.
Stuff like that's interesting to me. But the randomness of it, I understand right up front that first one being random because they've only been there for 3 minutes, but
right.
When you're like 2 weeks into the game, I want the elements of the game to be controlled by the players and not completely in the hands of fate.
So you're saying that you would like it if one of the tribes, perhaps the tribe that won immunity, gets to pick the player that goes against their loved one. So there's some strategy involved.
Yeah, some sort of dynamic there, because you're going to be able to not in this first one again, but in future ones, be able to strategize about who on our tribe is willing to go to Exile Island, so that those decisions about who on the winning tribe goes, you can game that, you can strategize that. Yeah. But I think it's also interesting to see them strategize about who's going to have to battle this time.
Right.
We talk about whether we like it or not. I like the fact, one, that it's something new. It's something we've never seen before, so I appreciate that. It's not something in itself that separates players from the rest of the tribes. It's still inclusive in the game itself because they're there watching it. Nothing within the challenge itself is excluding anybody. However, I think, and not on a bad side, but it's almost as if they're saying, Blood versus Water 1, you were good, but you didn't hit the dynamic we wanted, so we are going to force loved ones to compete head-to-head in some form or another. We're going to make you guys go against each other, and you all will have to make a decision on how you do it. Right. But I really like that. They are forcing the hand of Blood versus Water, loved ones competing against each other, and I really like that dynamic of this challenge.
Right. Another thing that... Go ahead, Andy.
I was just going to say that I think they're going to preserve what they liked about Blood vs. Water, where you're going to have that open forum. Everyone's there. People are going to be able to throw dirt. They're going to be able to flip each other off and all that lovely stuff that we got with the whole F.U. Brad Culpepper business.
Right.
So, people picking people and people getting angry about it, I think that dynamic could still exist. But at the same time, you're going to end up, like you said, it's something new, and it's involving, again, exile, and we still preserve that ability to, when your torch is snuffed, you are done.
Right.
And a gutsy move like Tyson being willing to go to rocks, it's much more gutsy when you have no place to go if you pick the wrong rock.
That's right. That's right. Another thing I like about Exile Island this time is that when you are being sent to Exile Island, so let's say David and I were out there together, and we went up against each other, and I won, of course. And David,
Fantasy. This is the fantasy podcast. Go ahead.
and David is being sent to Exile Island. David gets to choose someone from my tribe to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that because now it's not just one person on Exile Island, so it doesn't take away the social aspect of the game, because now they are two people from different tribes are on an island together for however long. It could be a day, it could be 2 days, depending on how long till the next immunity challenge.
Mm-hmm.
What, David?
I thought I read that the winner chooses somebody from their own tribe to go with their loved one.
Which one is it?
That's correct. It's the winner of the
You said I lose and I get to pick somebody. So it's you. You get to pick somebody from. This is what we started a conversation with us and Andy and Steve about. This is where I want to know what you guys think about strategy. Andy and his wife are out there and they're going to do a challenge. I want to know, is there a chance you throw it? But if you win the challenge and she has to go, what is your strategy behind picking someone from your own tribe to go with your wife to Exile Island?
Yeah, and in that situation, you want to pick somebody. Again, this first one is going to be crazy.
Right.
Because they're not going to have any chance to plan any of that. I mean, granted, there's pregame Ponderosa, and Ponderosa, and that's going to be able to. You probably have some inkling as to some people you want to work with. But that aside, in that situation, you're sending someone from your own alliance out there with your loved one. Because there's an idol that's going to be in play, possibly. Certainly an idol clue, we know that. You probably want to keep, if you, let's say, have a 4-person alliance, you want to keep your number 2 with you because they're the person that you're talking through everything with, but you want to sort of trust your number 3 or 4 to go with your loved one and build up those relationships so that, and it's sort of an offer to your number 3 or 4. Go talk to my wife and go solidify that relationship and talk to my wife about reaching out to your loved one on the other tribe and start building those bridges, because I think you touched on this. I think very much the show, the producers, Probst, they want as many tandems making the merge as possible. The first Blood vs. Water, it was tied 6-6. The Singletons ended up getting the upper hand because the 6 didn't want to work together. Sierra and Laura moved away because they could have worked with Otis and Vetus and Tina and Katie, but chose not to.
Right.
That they want to explore as many relationships turning on one another as possible. The Laura-Sierra thing from last Blood vs. Water. And so they want, this Exile helps shore up this idea of having bridges made, having tandems working with tandems after the merge so that they get the upper hand, take out singletons, and then turn on each other and explore those relationships, because that's what they want.
Right.
Yeah, I love that, because Steve Helling had the same response. He was going with the optimistic approach that we would have, that we would be an alliance of 3 or 4 people. And you keep 1 and 2, but you send 3 and 4 that know you want to work with them. Go with my spouse. And like you said, it's going to be crazy in the first one, but after that, this is another level of strategy that's going to be new that we get to see for the first time. And I really hope we get to see every bit of it. Saying, look, how about if they do the volunteer. I'll volunteer for the challenge, and if I win, I want you to go with my spouse. I trust you. You guys can look for the clue and for the idol, and we'll work from there. This would be awesome. I mean, this is something we didn't see we had 2 other seasons where they had 2 people go, because I looked it up. It was a span of 9 seasons. We had 7 Exile Islands over 9 seasons, and only 2 of them they sent 2 people, and we didn't get a lot of bonding between people, because I think Ozzy went off by himself and looked for all the idols, and I think it was Kathy that didn't want to do anything. She eventually quit, and but this would be, I really think this is pushing them into, like you said, this is probably going to work in favor of keeping tandems together. Yeah. So I really hope we get to see that.
Yeah, I think one factor here, and it's something that can't be underestimated, that in Exile, when you send 1 person, you end up, it doesn't have, it's not visually all that fascinating, although of course you get the whole coach breakdown thing, in Tocantins. But I think it has a profound impact on the person who's going in a way that we don't really see because it's not all that visual. Like, isolation is tough out there, and the physical conditions you're in when you're isolated, it's tough out there. And being pulled away from all the strategy back at camp, that's tough. I actually think, and I guess we're not going to talk about who we suspect is in that first challenge and who ends up winning and losing, but I think that person is going to be in some trouble. Because those first 3 days are so important for building up those relationships and those early alliances. We've seen it season after season. Those relationships last so deep into the game. That person is messed up. The future people who end up going through this, I think, have an advantage going to Exile. If you're there for 1 day, 2 days, if you're volunteering, if you're the number 3 or 4 and you're building the bridges, you become very important, and you're there with somebody else, so it's not really extreme emotional and physical isolation. There's a value in going there. I mean, if I'm in an alliance and I'm not locked down as 1 or 2, I'm more than happy to go to Exile and start building those bridges, because that's the post-merge game. You're already playing it.
Yeah, when I was looking back at the earlier Exiles, I was thinking, have any winners ever gone to Exile? And right there in Panama, Terry Dietz went a couple times late in the game, which, like you said, didn't really affect him. He was so strong and so good at the game. Losing at the end is what hurt him. But Otis even went. He went to Exile Island for at least one trip late in the game, and it obviously didn't hurt him because he ended up winning. So, like you said, I completely agree. The first 3 days, the first 6 days are so crucial. If you don't make that first impression or get that first relationship, you could have you just come back with a target right away. Hey, we've already bonded. When this person comes back, let's just make it easy on everybody and let them be the first vote out if we lose. We've already bonded. Let's don't make any waves. Let's make the first vote easy. And I do hate that part of it, but it happens.
But if the person that loses or the person that's coming back from Exile is someone who can help them win the immunity challenge and does really well in the immunity challenge, I don't think that person will be in as much danger because it's so important to win those immunity challenges early on.
I agree, but if you could say if we lose.
Well, yeah.
If we lose, right. But you're right. If you send Rocker and he comes back and carries the log across the challenge, then no, you're not going to get rid of Rocker.
Well, you still might if you read his tweet.
Okay.
I was talking about this with Steve earlier. I mean, when your first and seemingly only ad is Rocker shredding people, it's like, isn't that you're just raising the white flag on the season? Like, this is all we've got to promote is a guy being a jerk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so incredibly frustrating. But you're right in that, if you are a challenge beast, then you're going to have some value when you come back, but you're going to have such a narrow window of time to prove your value.
That's true.
Right.
Okay, now there's another little twist that could affect this, and that is if I go out there, so David and I are going out, and they say Exile Island, I automatically think, okay, there's a hidden immunity idol clue on Exile Island, if not an actual idol on Exile Island. So everybody's going to know that the people that have been at Exile Island have had at least a clue to where the hidden immunity idol is.
Well, and you add into the fact that you're not even alone on Exile Island, so you can't even hide whether or not, because I'm assuming that they're all told that on Exile Island will be this urn, these 2 urns, one has the clue and one doesn't. It's luck of the draw. But you're going to be there with somebody else who's going to be watching you whether or not you look.
I don't think they're going to tell the people that aren't going to Exile Island. I think you'll find that out when you walk up.
Okay. Well, I mean, do you imagine that they would keep that under wraps, or would they tell their tribes when they got back? Well, because if you have some savvy players, the savvy players would be like, okay, tell us what about the immunity idol you learned, because it's going to be
that was my point, that everybody, when they come back, they're going to know Okay, tell us about the idol or about the hidden immunity.
Well, with this cast, there might be a few castaways that don't know.
Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Drew's like, so how were the waves, dude? Yeah. Yeah.
Seeing the squirrels? Get to shooting at squirrels?
Yeah. All right, now, and then you'll have Dale, and whoever comes back, and Dale goes, okay, now I have this flow chart of where you're supposed to be, of how much wood you need to bring in. Kind of like Elf in the Etch-a-Sketches. So, there you go. Exile Island and 1-versus-1 duels. I am, for one, excited about this season. I'm going to have fun watching it. I always approach every season with, this is going to be a great season until they prove me otherwise, you know. So.
All right, so when's the preseason Baker's Dozen coming out?
I'm shooting for for Monday, so the 21st?
22nd. Yeah.
22nd. Yeah. So I'm gonna finish it up over the weekend. I've got a draft, some of which was in that feedback I sent you guys. I'm building on that, trying to sort of chime in with where I stand, and I'm trying to follow your lead and be a little more optimistic than I perhaps was in that, because it pays, honestly. It brings more joy to go into it being hopeful and looking for the positives.
Right.
I just, as you know, I just get frustrated when too many of these players don't seem to know going in much about the show.
Right.
And so they're already handicapped.
Right.
And it's like when you choose to compare yourself to Jeffra. Okay. When you're saying that you're talking about Fabio being somebody who manipulated people, when did that happen?
Yeah.
These people don't know the show, and so you hope that they hit the ground running and can figure it out fast.
Right.
That's what I'm hopeful of.
Well, like Josh said, he hadn't even seen the show until Reed invited him over to watch it one time.
Yeah, when they were dating, and so he got up to speed that way.
And Keith, I believe Keith had never seen the show.
Yeah.
That's Wes's dad. And that's just two of them. I mean, I'm sure, I can't imagine Dale's the one who applied, So, yeah. And Nadia and Natalie are just like, hey, that's another CBS reality show.
Well, they put it back on Amazing Race, and they thought, well, you guys didn't do so good in this one. Let's try another show. Yeah, I think they're just two personalities that they want to keep on TV. I think they're funny. I mean, I look forward to seeing them out there, but I just wonder how long they're gonna last.
Yeah. I think they've got some advantages in just having done the reality thing. They will be, sort of calmer about it.
More seasoned, yeah.
I just think they won't be as stressed as everybody else. So I'm hopeful there. But my computer's about to die on me power-wise.
Okay. All right.
And probably so are you.
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, pick your 9 players and submit them to Andy Westover on our Facebook group.
Will do.
And see how well you do.
All right. Good luck to you guys this season. I'll see you around the merge, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you, me, and Steve, and David. The SCA 9000 would like to say thank you. So.
Thank you, Mr. Andy Baker.
I will sleep and dream well now.
Yes. Yeah, he's not nearly that polite to us. All right, man. You have a great night, and thanks for coming on.
Sure thing. I'll talk to you guys later. Good night.
All right. Bye.
See ya.
All right, David. That was Andy Baker. Hey, SCA 9000, what did you think of Andy Baker?
Genius. Absolute genius.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm tired of this. We should not have given the SCA 9000 a voice.
Well, it's still not finished. Oh, does Connie still not like the voice?
Oh, she hates the voice.
Are you serious?
Yes, I am serious.
We should ask for a volunteer. Well, no, that would be different. That'd be hard.
No, that would
be a real person. Yeah. Anyway.
Hey. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, since you mentioned Andy Westover's Fantasy Challenge, on our Facebook page, Andy has requested anybody that wants to participate. It's just going to be a unlimited number of teams. You go into the cache for this season, you pick your 9 players, and you message them to Andy on Facebook. And he's going to compile everything. He's going to keep the teams, the list, and you pick who you want. You don't have to draft anybody for Andy's challenge. You pick who you want. Pick 9 players from this season and send him the names, and he's going to keep track for us.
But they're going to use our Survivor Fantasy game scoring system.
Yes, the Shayna law.
Right. Now you can still grab a friend and compete.
Yep.
Actually do a draft like David and I are about to do, and actually compete if you'd like. I think that'd be cool. Hey, David, I think our friends on YouTube can see this, but I have a Koyopa buff and a Hunapu buff, and you also do. Why don't you point those out? You have to talk.
Hunapa.
Yeah.
Hunapu and Koyopa.
That's right. You can get those at buff.com or buffinc.com. There's a link on our website. So you can get them. You can also get them at CVS. 20% off right now, I'm pretty sure. So there you go. But they are pretty cool buffs. They actually call them blue and orange. Just saying.
I gotta remember which way to look.
Yeah, they call them blue and orange.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right, David, so I am ready for this draft. So ready that it may be over in like 5 minutes.
It probably will. But let's point out, at least for me, I am not picking a reversed boot order. I am picking like in fantasy football, which I wore my Sunday Night Football hat from ESPN, which shows how old this is because ESPN doesn't have Sunday Night Football anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
Just to get in the mood because I love fantasy football. I love fantasy football in the sense that I get way too involved, just like you did when you played. And I've been so long since I've played it. Now I'm playing on 2 teams this year, and it's driving me crazy. David. Anyway, I'm picking for who I think is going to get me the points. So my picks are not a reverse boot order. I'm not picking who I think is going to finish first, second, third, and then last. I'm picking for points.
That would be silly to pick like that because the whole point is for us to get points.
There you go.
So, David, I went down the whole point gathering list and assigned point values to each person.
Oh, okay. I'm impressed.
And then I added up everyone's points, and my pick order is by the most points to the 2 that had 0 points.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny because I kind of did a strategy too.
All right.
I did a want group, group, and a don't want group. I don't want any of these picks, but it'll come.
So that's interesting. So I took well anyway, I'm not gonna tell you that.
But we're gonna do the snake draft, right? Where first goes first, and then 2 picks every time after that.
Right. So you show me what the chip that the SCA 9000 pulls, and I will play it so everybody can hear which one it is.
All right. There's one chip.
Oh, that's the Dwaine chip.
Yep. And there's the other chip.
That's the David chip.
Yep.
All right. So who he picks is the one going first.
Do you want to do that, or do you want to choose?
Oh, I don't know.
No, because I don't want to go first. I want to go second and third. And I would think you'd probably want to do the same thing. I'd be willing to give up. Last year I had the first pick. I picked LJ, and then we went from there. I remember that, and I think you picked.
No, last year we did you, me, you, me, you, me.
Yeah.
We did it wrong.
Right, correct.
Okay, well, we're going to have to decide, David.
How about whoever is picked gets to choose if they want first or go second and third? Because this is what I do for my girls at practice. When we have a scrimmage, I pick 2 of the equal strength players, and I make them do rock, paper, scissors, and whoever wins gets to choose. They go first or they go second and third.
All right.
So whoever I draw out is going to get to choose.
Okay. Show me the picture.
David.
Ooh. And I'm probably going to.
This is rigged. This is so rigged.
Yeah, because you didn't see the chips, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see you put your hand in there. I didn't see both chips in there.
You know what? I'm not going to pass. I'm going to go first.
Why?
Because I'm going to take your first pick and let you go second and third.
Okay.
So, or do I want to switch?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go first.
All right.
And I'm going to take Josh.
All right.
Which tells me he wasn't your first pick.
He was my second pick with 44 points.
Ooh. So who is your first and second pick?
All right. My first pick is Val with 50 points.
Okay. She was on my want list.
Yeah. So, Val, and my next pick is, you're not going to believe this, Alec.
Oh, you're right. I'm not going to believe this.
Uh-uh.
He was on my want list, though.
Alec, I believe I'm going to get some points from him. I don't think he's going to win, but I think I'm going to get some points from him for various things. All right, so now you get to pick two.
I'm going to pick Jeremy.
All right.
And you're not going to believe this pick because I don't think he's going to last long, but I think he's going to give me some episode titles. I'm going to pick Rocker.
All right. Jeremy was tied for my fourth pick with for my fourth on the list with Reed. So I'm picking Reed next.
Okay. So we've split up two pairs so far. You have one, I have the other.
Rocker was my next one because I think he's going to get quite a few confessionals and stuff here at the beginning.
I have marked out the first 6 people between our picks.
Yeah.
So we have like the same 1 through 6.
Oh no! Now you've got me in a position where I have 2 people tied.
And I'm probably going to take the other one. So make your pick.
Let me look at them.
Are they really?
They're both on the same tribe, huh?
And they tied for points in your little graph.
Wait a second. Oh yeah, that's their ages. I was going, what?
Look at those points.
Wow, Missy's got 47 points. All right, hold on. They're on the same tribe. Oh, I'm gonna pick Missy.
Oh, okay.
All right, so far I have Val, Alec, and Reed and Missy.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna take Wes.
Oh wow, he was way down there for me.
Well, Missy was down there for me, so.
And who's your next point?
Oh, that's right. I get 2. Did you pick 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. You picked first. You picked Josh.
Okay, you're right.
I picked second and third. Picked Val and Alec. Then you picked Jeremy and John Rocker. And then I picked Reed and Missy. And now you've picked Wes.
Wes and Kelly.
All right. Kelly was my one tied with Missy. All right. My next player with 26 points is Baylor.
Mm-hmm. So you've got one tandem, Missy and Baylor.
And my next one, you are not going to believe, but I believe I'm going to get some points from this person, and that is Nadia.
Yeah. She was coming up on mine. All right.
That is great because my last 6 people are at the bottom of my list. You and I are picking very similarly.
All right. I'm actually going to take Natalie because I don't want you to have both because I think they're going to be good for titles as well. I just think they're going to say a lot and be very interesting. In my other pick, I'm between 2 men. I'm going to take Drew.
Oh, good.
That made your next pick easy.
Oh, yeah. My next 2 picks are Dale.
So that's another one we split. Okay.
And John Mish.
That's my next pick.
So. Oh, crud. I'm gonna get stuck with one of my 0-pointers. No.
Yes, you are, because I'm going to take Keith.
Crud. Although I say crud relatively speaking. He only had 3 points on
and we're guesstimating. We're not valuing them as players. We're guesstimating what kind of points they're going to get us. So don't be insulted if you are listening and you think we're putting low points on you as a castmate.
This is like, okay, how many confessionals am I going to get out of Keith?
Right.
Not that many. How many episode titles am I going to get out of Keith? Not that many. How many immunity challenges is he going to win post-merge? Not that many. So, it's...
I think Keith, because of the way he talks and his personality, I think he will give confessionals. And confessionals are the one reason I'm going to pick Julie over Jacqueline. Because I think Julie's going to have confessionals.
All right, so you stuck me with Jacqueline. So Jacqueline and Julie both had 0 points on my page.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't do the point thing, but I did have Julie one step above Jacqueline.
Yeah, so they were tied for the end. All right, so
Now we need to announce our tribe names.
oh yeah,
You still remember it?
yes,
Okay.
I gotta remember how to spell it.
All right, I'll do mine first.
All right,
Mine is a combination of the 4 tribes that one of my favorite players played on. She's won twice. I met her at a Best Buy. She was really nice.
I know who that is.
Sandra. Her 4 tribes were Villains, Balboa, Drake, and Yin Yang.
How in the world did you combine all those together?
I came up with Valdrang.
What?
Valdrang.
Is this Game of Thrones draft?
It's got a little Viking twin to it.
Okay,
Drang. Drang.
Valdrang.
Valdrang. And Val's not even on my tribe.
All right. My tribe name is the Swedish word for winners,
Nice.
and it's Vinara.
How you spell it?
Vinnara. Vinara.
Oh, great name.
I know.
Good
The
job.
Vinara tribe.
I'm glad we asked. I said, are you coming up with a funny name like a fantasy football team? Or no, not funny. That's good.
Right.
I thought about that, foreign words and stuff, but I said, nah, I'll go something Survivor related.
All right, so I'm going to write down my tribe here really quickly.
Had we gone humorous tribe names, my tribe was going to be, you got to dig deep. That was going to be my tribe.
Wait, it was going to be a tribe phrase.
The tribe slogan.
Gosh. All right, now I have to remind myself Nadia is on Coyopa. That's the only way I can tell them apart. Let's see. I'm writing down my tribe.
I got them circled.
And then Jacqueline. All right, so I've got Val, and you have Jeremy. I have Alec, and you have Drew.
Mm-hmm.
I have Reed, and you jerk have Josh.
That's why I kept my first pick.
I have Missy and Baylor. I have Nadia, and you have Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
I have Dale, and you have and you have Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And Kelly's gonna. Well, anyway, Kelly will probably last a little longer than. Yeah, Kelly was way up on my list.
Yeah, mine too.
I have John and Jacqueline. Yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Hi. Well, so my pairs are Julian Rocker and Wes and Keith. So we each got two pairs.
Yeah, well, you know what? Really, so who was your other pair?
Rocker and Julie.
Yeah, I got that one.
And then Keith and Wes. Fire.
I don't think Keith is long for the game either.
I don't either, but I see some intricate points like testimony, confessional points.
I thought you were going to say testosterone. I was going, what the heck? What the heck does that have to do with anything?
So,
Hey, Josh.
and I can see him going, "We win $1 million." So, that might be something too. So.
All right. So who do I like on your team? I like Josh a lot on your team. Josh is one of my final 3, and he was my second. He was my second choice.
Yeah.
I like Jeremy on your team.
Yep.
I like John Rocker on your team only because I think he's going to give us some points.
Points. Yeah,
early
exactly.
on. I mean, because they love him so much. You know he's going to get like 4 confessionals in the first episode.
That's why he was so high on my list.
Yeah.
Just for the early points.
You got Kelly.
Who did you narrow in on? Did you think is going to be the first boot? I mean, those first 13 points.
I didn't really use that to pick anybody because once that's over, that's all you get. And I'll get more points out of someone getting confessionals.
Yeah.
So you know how when you're playing when you're playing fantasy football, you kind of have to weigh what's going to get me more points: a running back who can also catch, or just a running back who runs well, and you want a running back who can catch because then you for more points. And so at least I think that's the way it was.
Well, you also got to weigh whether the team runs one running back. If they run
Right,
two running
right.
backs, and then if you got a running back that's also a receiver, they're fighting 5 other receivers for the ball.
Right.
So
I picked things like ones that were really weighed heavy for me is your castaway starts an episode. So I kind of those who I thought were gonna go past the merge, I assigned 3 points.
okay.
Right. And then I didn't do the Exile Island one because who knows. I did. Your castaway gives a confessional, dude. That's 2 points a confessional,
Yep.
and people get a lot of confessionals. 10
See,
confessionals.
I had Josh, Reed, Rocker doing all kinds of confessionals.
Yeah. Your castaway is credited with the title of an episode. I mean, okay, Natalie and Nadia are talkers,
Right.
right? And then I also thought maybe Alec, because he's got, he might say something. And then, of course, Josh and Reed, of course.
Yeah.
Keith, I don't think he's going to get an episode title. I don't think Dale's going to get an episode title, So there was some other things. Word blindside, I didn't use that at all because everybody could say blindside.
The only people I have for Blindside were Josh, Reed, Val, and Jeremy.
Okay.
The 2 couples that we think are strong couples.
Right. Another thing that I used. Oh, finds a hidden immunity idol. I think I may have assigned 2 points to a couple people for that.
Yeah. Well, it's like when Tony said, he said everybody looks for it. So
Right.
it's a matter of who keeps looking, who keeps finding it. And like you said, I agree about Exile. It's really hard to figure out who's going to go to Exile and in what order and how much that's going to value.
What's awesome to me is I have both of our picks to win on my team, which
Yes.
means that I have the potential of 32 points just for every episode they're on, plus the 15 points for winning, plus the 8 points for final tribal. I mean, I just the fact that you gave me Reed and Val really surprises me. But you're not really thinking Reed's going to win anymore, are you? Like if you could change your pick, you would change your pick.
I would strongly consider it, yeah.
Would you switch to Josh? Is that why you picked Josh?
Yeah, I think Josh has got longevity in the game. I just think he's going to figure out a way to get through the game. But at the same point, I still like Kelly, too.
Yeah.
I think Kelly's going to slide by. So, but if you are doing this at home, please just let us know on Facebook, and especially if you want to share, just share your teams, share your tribes.
Yeah.
Let us know on our Facebook page if you're doing this. We just want to know.
Right. And what I'm interested in, not only are you doing it like with Andy, where you just get to pick 9 players. I mean, in fact, I don't know if I'm going to submit a 9-player team to him. Although if he's keeping score, then I might as well, right?
Yeah.
So you and I are going to have very similar teams.
The first 6 at least.
Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You want me to tell you who my 9 are? I tell you what, mine are already picked. So why don't you tell me your 9 for Andy's team?
It's gonna be Josh.
Uh-huh.
Reed.
Right.
Val.
Yes.
Kelly.
Yes.
Jeremy.
Yes.
Alec.
Yes.
Probably Rocker. I mean, I haven't actually written down the list yet. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7.
Uh-huh. Wait, you've only named 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. No, Alec, Rocker, Jeremy, Val, Reed, Josh, Kelly, and
Oh, okay.
I'll probably put Wes, so that'll be one different that you probably didn't put. And shoot, which is on the blue tribe?
The Hunapu tribe?
Yeah.
Between whom?
No, Natalie and Nadia, the only sisters.
Oh, Nadia.
I'll probably pick Nadia because if John Rocker goes after her, then she'll probably get sympathy points in last.
Right. All right. So our teams will be the same except for 2.
Okay.
Your last 2.
Yeah. Whose were yours?
Which yours were Wes and Nadia. Mine would be Missy and Baylor.
Okay.
With Nadia being next in line, and Wes being next. But That how many people in this game of his are all going to have the same team? You know what I'm saying? So that's why, to me, I'm not sure how that's going to work, but maybe it'll work well. But I encourage you to find a friend and do a draft just like David and I did, and then every single week our page will have the updated points. Now we're going to do them by our tribes. In other words, I'm going to put up our tribes and how many points they have and how many points they had for that week. Not why they got their points. I'm not going to go in there and go, they had 3. You listen to our feedback show and you'll find that out.
Right.
All right? Because that's when we'll talk about that. I'm excited. So David, I got home from work tonight. Had a great band practice, by the way. Got home from work tonight. And my wife, whose birthday's tomorrow, and I'm in here podcasting, and I'll be on my way to University of Mobile tomorrow night, so I don't even get to celebrate with her. Timothy, my 15-year-old, he comes up to me tonight, and he goes, I am so upset. I go, why? He goes, because I'm going to be the only one home for Mom's birthday, which means I have to do something. He goes, I'm going to have to, cook or something. I'm like, Timothy, you will not cook. He goes, I'll make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches or something, but I'm going to have to do something.
It's the thought that counts.
No, that's quite the opposite for Timothy. Timothy does not have the gift of service. I mean, he's a friendly guy, and he loves people, and he's compassionate. But if he sees 2 biscuits, guess what he's doing? He's eating both biscuits.
He's making them the tops and bottoms of one sandwich.
Yeah. And if he sees peanut butter and jelly out and a loaf of bread, he'll still ask his mom to make the sandwich. Here's what it is. Timothy, why are you getting pizza rolls? Because I'm too lazy to make a sandwich.
So he'll wait for the microwave.
Yes.
But he won't make a sandwich.
He won't make a sandwich, but he'll do pizza rolls. Oh man, which are so unhealthy. Oh my gosh.
About as healthy as a Hot Pocket.
Yeah. So her birthday is tomorrow. She turns.
Yes, SCA.
Yes.
You idiot.
Yes. But anyway, so my wife turns the same age as I am. By the way, David, happy birthday yesterday.
Thank you. And for the record, I am still not 50.
Right. How old are you, David? Are you 47 or 48?
7.
47. You're only a year older than me. A year and a half.
Yeah.
Wait. No, you're only about a half a year older than me. Because
So
I'll
you'll be
turn
47 in April?
Well, no, I'm 45 right now.
It's about a year and a half.
Yeah. Are you at the age now where you have to calculate your age because you don't remember it?
No, I just asked Terry.
I always go, okay, hold on, it's 2014. I was born in '69, so I'm 45. Okay, I'm 45.
See, now, I do that for our wedding anniversary. I got married in 90. So all I have to do is look at the second number, and I can pretty much get within 10 years of when how long I've been married.
Yeah,
Which
I was
next
married
year for us is 25 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was married in '91. Hey, how long until Davis moves out so we can start vacationing together?
He's 10.
Get that kid out of the house, man. Come on. I'm working on my last one. Come on, dude.
Yeah, but yours can't leave the house without making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So
yeah, really.
He's got to figure that out first.
So anyway, tomorrow I'm teaching band. Yay. I teach band at our little school. I have 14 members of my band.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're all beginners. Well, over half of them are beginners. It's yeah.
No, turn it the other way.
Woo! I actually may have an audio.
Intro music. There you go.
I might actually have an audio of the band. Hold on. Tell us what you're doing tomorrow while I look this up.
Well, yesterday, which was my birthday, I got my gifts from my family, which I got Captain America, and I got this from Gracie. She made a sign, a little plaque thing for me, that says, "He never looks for praise, he's never one to boast. He just goes on quietly, working for those he loves the most."
Oh,
I said, who's that
talking about? Yeah. Did she forget it was your birthday, David?
and Davis added Optimus Prime to my mini figure collection.
Oh, see, I don't have a place for my mini things.
Yep. And we went to Chesapeake Pizza with most of my family, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's one of the best pizza places around. And went to work, had a bunch of stuff on my desk at work. And then one lady I work with told me I love to cook for our office. I love Boba and C3. And she said, you know what, for your birthday, you should bring in sausage balls. You should make those for us. So I think I'll be making those for Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for my birthday.
You should make these things.
They like my sausage balls, so I'll be making them for Friday.
All right, so now keep in mind, we only rehearse twice a week. All right, and these are all beginners.
Can I eat Shayna's cookies while you're doing that?
Shayna sent you cookies? Okay, let me ask you this, David, since Shayna sent you cookies. By the way, Kathy, did you hear that? David's eating cookies.
Look how big that bucket of cookies is.
Okay, she has sent me cookies twice, and each time the bucket has opened, and the inside of the box is full of cookie crumbs. And there's like 2 cookies in the whole box.
Look at the size of that cookie.
Oh, and she makes amazing cookies, too.
She wrapped it really well this time. It was awesome.
Yeah, so she learned from me.
I don't want to chew in the microphone, so I'm going to mute while you do that clip.
All right, here we go, y'all. This is my beginner band. Oh, you can't hear it. Can you hear it? Oh, man, did you hear the squeak at the end?
That's not bad for a beginner band, though.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
At least they're following a scale.
Yeah. Well, so tomorrow I have band, my normal afternoon band, and then Joshua and I are going to get in his car and drive 5.5, 6 hours to Mobile, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically, I'm at the top of Alabama, and Mobile is at the bottom of Alabama.
Yeah.
And
which is why we didn't do this tomorrow night, because you won't be home.
Right, I won't be home tomorrow. Well,
till late.
I guess I shouldn't have said that. But my Doberman Pinscher will be home.
Name Pepper.
Name Pepper. Okay, if you have a Doberman Pinscher, you do not name him Pepper. By the way, I broke 230, David. I am now below 230 pounds.
You say that as I'm eating these cookies.
Yes, I am. Yes. David, you too could lose weight like me if you wanted.
I'd rather lose weight like I'm losing weight. So.
Oh, are you losing weight? Awesome.
I have to keep track of weight myself.
I
couldn't hear you froze. I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh, man. Oh, boy.
Oh, my.
Yes, I agree, SCA 9000. Hey, y'all, seriously, go buy a T-shirt, man. By the way, this color, see this T-shirt, how nice it looks on me? See this nice blue shirt? All right? It's our children's choir shirt. Look, it says, I worship. So when you go into an Apple store, they look at you like, oh, sorry. But anyway, this is the color of our shirt. It's a nice colored shirt.
Mm-hmm.
See that?
Goes well with all them buffs behind you.
Yeah, it really does. So, you know, so far David and I have bought 12 together, and y'all have bought 11. Actually, you bought 12. I think we're up to 24 shirts. Ooh. Our goal is 200, David. Y'all, listen.
And if we buy them, it won't really support the reason.
Oh, so far we are definitely upside down on the shirts. But, you know, seriously, though, get a shirt. Don't wait. You're stressing me out. All this waiting. This waiting is stressing me out. Anyway. Our Amazon's doing well, though.
Mm-hmm. That's because we got really nice people that support us through Amazon, and they're helping themselves.
Somebody is apparently doing some kind of men's Bible study or something, or a book study, because they didn't buy 20 Bibles, but they bought 20, like, How to Be a Man book, you know? So.
Should we expect something in the mail?
Yeah. Yeah. He sent it to us. Hey, we do have a mailing address now.
Yes, we do.
STWDD, and it's P.O. Box 1481, Athens, Alabama, 35612.
Very good.
I know, that's pretty cool. In fact, I drove to the post office to check our post office box today, even though no one knows our address. But it's pretty cool to stick your key in and open it.
Just in case you get something wrong. Get the wrong address.
So send us something. I don't care. Send us a picture of you in your shirt that you'll get in a month. Oh, well. Anyway. What else you got, David? Anything else going on?
Yeah, one more thing I wanted to share with you about how I would just as soon never sit in another student section for a college football game.
Oh, my gosh. You sat in a student section?
Yes, with Davis and
no.
Gracie.
No way.
We went this weekend to, we don't know how many weekends we're going to get to go, but we like to go see Bailey at JMU and watch the home games with them and stuff. And Terry couldn't go. She had to work, so I took Gracie and Davis, and we actually stayed in her apartment. And she was playing flag football Wednesday or Thursday, co-ed, went up for an interception. It was just above her head, and three guys came together above her, and arms came down on her head and gave her a concussion. So she's got like bruised muscles around her eye from the concussion. So she didn't know how long she was going to last at the game anyway, but we already had the tickets. We wanted to go. And we sat in the student section. Last year we sat in the student section. It rained, and we were like the only people in the student section.
Yeah, bad idea.
This time it was the first home game. We played the That's a Freshman game, me and Bailey did, where you pick out people that you can tell are freshmen. And she told me the rules and how you can tell. And then we got up there in the game, and we actually were sitting in a section of students where people were sitting. There were areas where students were standing, and that's great. They were beating those plastic toms they get, and they were just having a blast and stuff. Behind us, there was a young who decided that since he was probably hours away from his parents, he could say anything he wanted to say, and he did.
Yep.
Bailey was very upset, very apologetic. I said, "Honey, it's a student section. I mean, I kind of almost expect it in a student section. I just should have known better." Right. Where we're sitting, there was 3 seats in front of us, right up to kickoff, and then these 3 students come up and stand in those 3 seats right in front of us. I mean, they're standing instead of sitting. And Bailey looks at me like, of all places, they couldn't go where everybody's standing. They come where everybody's sitting.
Right.
And she, but what bugged me was the first thing the girl did in front of Bailey was she took out her phone and started texting on her phone. Standing up. The game is starting, and she's standing up texting in front of us, which her friends were doing as well. I tapped one guy on the shoulder. I said, "Hey, if you're going to text, could you sit down and text?" And then the more I thought about it, I kind of wished I hadn't, because it's the student section. They should be allowed to do whatever they want to do.
We're like, dude, you're in our country.
Exactly. So I posted
you
a picture.
speak our language.
I posted some pictures. Exactly. You're in the student section. We do what we want to do because we're students.
Right.
So he was right. I really shouldn't have said anything, but I posted some pictures on my Facebook page, and I posted a picture of a dad who was sitting about 4 rows in front of me to my right, and I said, "There's the other dad with me in the student section, like 2 Nemos in a school of tuna or something."
That's funny.
But it was neat. But Bailey takes after her mother, in that when she decides to say something, especially about the people that are around us, she doesn't have a volume control button. So she says it as loud as she wants to say it.
Right. She says it on purpose so that they hear it.
There you go. Terry is
If I was at a game, I would show more respect for those around me.
Terry is very good at that. So Bailey looks at me and says, "Don't worry, they'll all leave at halftime anyway," which was true. Half the student body left at halftime. And she also said, "Plus, after we score 1 touchdown, they'll finally sit down." I said, "Okay." I can actually see. I can see around the guy.
Honey, I'm right here.
Yep.
Why are you yelling 2 inches from my face?
And she's going, "Freshman." I said, "Yeah, but it's okay." I said, "Next time, we're sitting over there. See those older people that are sitting down enjoying the game with their drinks and popcorn? We're sitting over there."
With the little kids?
Yes.
Who aren't learning new languages?
That's right.
Dad, what does beep, 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 beep mean?
Oh, even Gracie was covering his ears. And Bailey's like, "I'm so sorry." She goes, "I should have. They do this, and I didn't even think about it." And I said, "It's okay. We'll get over it."
So the first game we went to Troy, we bought reserve seats in the quote-unquote family section. 5th row. right? We're like talking 50-yard line. It was great seats. But the section right next to us, literally 10 feet, was student section.
Ah.
And we're on the visitor side.
Oh.
So all those drunk guys, it was all fraternities and sororities next to us.
Mm-hmm.
And all the guys on the front were drunk. They came to the game drunk. And they also snuck in alcohol. And they were berating the other team.
Mm-hmm.
Just berating the team. And it was just like, I was like, dude, there's little kids sitting 5 feet from you, and you are using words I haven't used since, I was, 10. That's kind of horrible, isn't it? 12. 16.
Maybe 16.
Yeah. Oh, man. I remember when I was 12, I could cuss the paint off a wall. I didn't do it very well. But I knew the words, and I could string them into a sentence of 50 words, and they didn't mean anything.
Well, my mom was a teacher, and no matter what I did in school, she always found out. So I knew if I ever said anything wrong, she would somehow find out. So I was afraid to say anything.
Yeah.
Bailey's best comment was that there's people on their phones, they should download some manners, and just figure out a way to not stand in front of people. But at the same point, I shouldn't have sat in the student section, so I learned.
Yeah. Don't sit in the student section.
No.
We are over 40. We don't need to sit in the student section.
We're almost to the next one.
You are. I'm not.
You're right behind me, brother.
I'm still 45.
Yeah.
I'm young.
Holding on to 45.
Holding on. Holding on. All right, so our next podcast, next Thursday night.
A week in one day?
Yeah, we will not be recording on Wednesday nights, which is probably good. What comes on TV?
He says with a grimace, it's probably good.
Yeah. So what show is going to be on Thursday nights that we're asking? Oh, Thursday night football.
Dun 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 dun.
What? Why can't you stay up till 2 in the morning?
Because I have to get up at 5 in the morning to go to work.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh well. So we do have some guests planned for the season. Do we want to let them know who any of them are yet?
If you want to. We've had a few commits.
Right.
For the Sunday night shows.
Yeah. Well, we know we're going to do a post-merge episode with at least Andy and Steve.
We're going to do a post-merge buffet. And so far we got Andy and Steve committed to it.
We might get one more person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we're going to have Matt the Beard on this season.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have LJ.
The Horse Whisperer.
Horse Whisperer on this season.
Maybe we can finally get Jatia to come on.
That's right. We need to have Jatia on.
Yeah, because we talked to her this summer and we wanted to have her on.
That's right. So there you go. All right, y'all. Shop Amazon using our link. Leave us an iTunes review. All right. Go on there. Leave us reviews. It helps us get noticed on iTunes for people that are looking for Survivor podcasts. And tell others about the show. By the way, did you know, David?
No.
If you buy a T-shirt, did you know we're selling T-shirts just for 2 more weeks?
I heard somebody mentioned it on the Facebook page.
Yeah, Seth may have thrown out a little sarcasm our way on the Facebook
just
group.
Just a little.
Hey, I'll let us sell a T-shirt.
They'd fly off the shelf.
Yeah. Anyway, for every shirt you buy, you get an entry in for a $25 Amazon gift card.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of the shirts have been bought by Mr. Anonymous, so that's 2 less entries right there.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm not going to say that. I have a friend. Love a T-shirt, but just honestly can't get one because they recently had their house burned down and some other stuff happened. If you want to buy them a T-shirt, let me know, and you can buy it and send it to my address, the P.O. Box 1481, Athens, Alabama, 35612, and I'll take it to them, or I'll mail it to them.
Will the shirt fit in the P.O. Box?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you got a letter size. I didn't know.
No, it's decent size. But anyway, if you want to buy someone else a T-shirt, you can do it. You don't even have to tell us who you are. You can do anonymous on your purchase if you want. just make sure you buy yourself one too. All right, man. That's all I got. You got anything else?
I'm done.
All right. Music for tonight's show is Summit by Skrillex. Thanks again for listening, everybody. That is all I've got. How about you, Dave?
We'll see you on the other side of the first episode.
That's right. Hey, YouTube listeners, hang around. We're going to talk about a movie I just saw. Bye, everybody.
See ya.